Supervised learning, where machine learning, the model is trained on the labeled data. So we have input and output pairs. So for example, the basic example would be that if we are training a model to recognize picture of different animals. So for example, we are giving a picture of a cat and we are labeling it as a cat. And when we are predicting that, so when we have trained that model, we are calling a predict function and with the cat picture, and it gives us as an output, it gives us a cat. So for the supervised learning, we have two types of the supervised learning. First one is the regression, and we are going to, in this course, we are going to discuss the several regression algorithms. The regression is the use case for that would be that the predicting continuous values. So for example, example of that would be predicting the house prices, temperature, or sales based on the input. The next type of the supervised learning is classification. It's used for the predicting categories. As we have seen in the previous example, for example, recognizing dog or a cat, spam or not a spam, or recognizing the positive or negative sentiment. So if we look at in which domains are used, in which domains supervised learning is used. For example, in healthcare, it's used for the patient symptoms. For example, we are giving a patient symptoms, and in the output, it gives us disease or diagnosis. That is a classification. The next one, for example, in finance, we are using for the input, we are giving a credit history, income, and it gives us an output that should we approve that loan or not. It's also a classification problem. The next one is that, for example, in e-commerce, it's a user behavior, purchase history, so all those recommendations that we see in the different e-commerce platforms. For that, we can use either regression or classification. So for the marketing, for example, ad features, and we are giving ad features, and we are giving the audience, and it predicts that how many clicks we are going to get. It's also, again, a classification problem. So if we summarize what is supervised learning basically equals to the labeled data. If our data is labeled, that is a supervised learning. So, and there are two types, as we have seen, regression and the classification. And what is the real world impact of the supervised learning? It's basically used nowadays in nearly every AI system.